We are going to start moving towards session 10, and on your agenda we'll be working under lesson plans number 4 and 60. And this is just navigating the map view and some of those geospatial features or preferences. Jennifer Chen will be leading this session for us.
Thanks, Kara. Yep, we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and get to lesson plan 4 if you're following along on your lesson plans. This lesson plan is talks about setting geospatial preferences, and it goes through a lot of different information. And we're going to touch on just a little portion of that here, and the reason why is because most of this functionality was introduced with Release 1.1, so nothing new for the vast majority of this lesson plan. But one thing we did want to draw your attention to and point out is the availability of metadata associated with our layers that we have here. So there's quite a long rationale here listed in Lesson Plan 4, but I will draw your attention to kind of the last statement there on the third paragraph. What we're going to demonstrate is layer metadata, and basically layer metadata provides information on the geospatial data layers available on desktop and includes the details, such as the source of the data, the purpose, and the publication date. So this is new stuff, and we just wanted to point out that this is now available. So if you flip forward in this lesson plan and go to page 36, step 15, view layer metadata, we're going to jump right into that. And we're going to be over in our layer preferences button. So if we go to our layer preferences icon on our GIS toolbar, and it looks like the stack of papers there, you can see our layer preferences has opened. And next to any of the layers on any of the tabs, you'll see the little I identifier. And if you click on that icon, that is the show metadata icon, then you can go ahead and see details related to that layer. So you can see in this example, we've clicked on the county layer, and if we click on view or show metadata, we can see the type of layer that it is, a summary of what this information is, and then details. If you want to show another one, you can show maybe the CLU layer, excellent, which is under the reference tab. So if we click on show metadata for CLU, you can again see the type of layer that it is, quite a few details regarding how this layer is populated and comes to be. And then at the bottom you can see the creation date, publication date, refresh cycle, and then the version. So again, showing you lots of good information about what's behind or what goes into making those layers available. So that was really it as far as this lesson plan new functionality within the geospatial preferences. So we'll go ahead and close the layer metadata window, and we can close the layer preferences window. And we can jump way ahead in our lesson plans because we're going to shift from lesson plan 4 to lesson plan 60. And this lesson plan, we're also going to kind of hop around a little bit because the map content window, the lesson plan itself is focusing on the map content window. And as you can see on page 229, the beginning of lesson plan 60, there's quite a few objectives on things that you can do with the map content about managing the layer visibility, draw order, etc. And a lot of that stuff we have also covered in Release 1.1. So we're going to focus here on the new item in Release 1.2, which is the fourth bullet under Objectives, and that is using the Change Views to update symbology. So in order to do this, we want to make sure that we, of course, are in Conservation Desktop. We've got a client, case file, and a practice schedule open. We see we've got that there. And then we're going to just kind of demonstrate that Change Views functionality. I'm going to skip ahead to page 231, and toward the bottom of the page there, step 11 is the Change Views section. And the Change Views button is very similar to what it is has been in Toolkit. It lives on the GIS toolbar and has the same icon, that's kind of the intertwining arrows. So on the GIS toolbar, let's go ahead and click on the Change View button. And you can see our map view is currently showing our practice schedule and practice schedule information, but once we hit those Change View button, that map view updates to only show the practice schedule PLUs, or our comms plan PLUs. So you could toggle back on and off on change views one more time just to kind of demonstrate what you can see. There's the more the kind of the digitized view with your case PLUs, practices, but then when you hit change views again, all those things drop off and you're left with only looking at the practice schedule PLUs. So again, very similar functionality to what we have in Toolkit currently. All right, so that was the functionality we wanted to show under Lesson Plan 60. Cruising right along, we're going to move toward Lesson Plan 61. And Lesson Plan 61, we're actually going to go through in its totality. Lesson Plan 61 starts on page 235 and covers some functionality with regards to selecting features, zooming to selected features, and clear selected features. So again, the assumptions here are in desktop. We have a signed case file and a practice schedule open, which we do. So the rationale here, I'll go ahead and read through this. Selecting features, of course, is used to identify map features, to perform operations such as zoom to selected, or to identify selected features in the table view. So when the select mode is active, the user can click and drag in the map view to select table or to select multiple features. Zoom to selected zooms the map view to the currently selected features, and then clearing selected features will deselect or clear the selection. So what we're going to demonstrate here is how you can select features and how that interacts between the table and the map views. So at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to select features from the map layer, zoom to selected features, and clear selected features. So first, let's walk through selecting features. So we need to set an active layer, and to do that, let's go ahead and open up our map content window, which is the leftmost button there in our GIS Tools toolbar. And we're going to highlight the practice schedule PLUs layer. So this is the layer of our land units in our practice schedule. All right, and if we need to, we can go ahead and right-click on that practice schedule PLUs layer and select Zoom to, and that just zooms that layer right front and center in our map. All right, so on the GIS toolbar, we're going to click on the Select mode. So we're going to click on the Select icon, which is kind of just two buttons over to the right of our scale there, the Select mode. So if we click on that, then let's go ahead and click and drag in the map view to select two or more practice schedule land units. So we're going to click, let's click, hold, and drag to select multiple land units. All right, so you can see once we do that, those features are selected, and we can see that because they kind of highlight in that turquoise color. So let's see what happens in the table. Let's go ahead down on the bottom and click Show Tables. And we'll select the Practice Schedule PLUs tab, which is the one that's currently showing. And we can see that our table records for that tab are also selected to correspond to the fields that we selected on the map view. Okay. So in the map view, let's go ahead and click away from the Practice Schedule PLUs to clear the selection. So just click somewhere else on your map to clear those selections. And then, of course, as you can see, as we click off on the map view, our table selections also update and clear as well. So those, again, are interactive. So let's go ahead and, I'm on step 5 here. Let's go ahead and click on a different row in the table to select a land unit. So again, if we click on a row, that corresponding land unit on the map view is also selected. You can use the Control or Shift keys to click in the table view to select more than one feature at a time. So that functionality works within the table view. And again, you can see that those are interactive. As multiple rows are selected in that table, multiple features become selected or highlighted in the map view. All right, now we're going to play around with zooming to selected features. There are two ways to zoom to selected features. You can do this either from the table options or from the GIS toolbar. So let's play around with the table view first. So if we're in the table view, you click on Table Options. One of those options that comes down below is Zoom to Selected. So you go ahead and select that, and then your map view should refresh and zoom to those selected PLUs. Just a note here in the lesson plan: if that zoom zooms you in incredibly close, your base map layer may turn off. All right, so that's one way to zoom to selected. The other method is on the GIS Tools toolbar. So if you were to go up just to the right of the scale there, you see the little selection with the magnifier, the Zoom to Selected button. If we go ahead and click on that, that will also zoom us into our selected feature. And there you can see we've lost our base map because we're zoomed in so far. All right, so that's how we demonstrate and work through selecting features. Let's go ahead and clear those selected features. There's several ways to clear selected features. You can do it from the table options, from the GIS toolbar, or simply by clicking in the map view away from the feature. To demonstrate the table view way, go back down to table options and select clear selected, clear selection, to clear all those selected features. Similarly, up on the GIS toolbar, you've got a clear selection or clear selected features icon there, and that's kind of the standard symbol that we've seen for clear selection. And you can see that works as well. And then the third way we've demonstrated already, but the third way is simply by just, once you have a feature selected, if you click away from those features on the map view, that will deselect or clear those selections. And that's what we walked through in step 4 and what we just re-demonstrated. All right, so that's kind of done demonstrating the Zoom to Clear Selected and the functionality between the table and map views. So let's go ahead and click the Hide Tables icon there at the right side. And that's it for Lesson Plan 61. I'll turn it back to you, Kara.
Great. Thank you very much.